Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor here at Wyzant, answering a trigonometry question submitted by a student. And I'm assuming that the student here is studying the unit circle and can handle that. I'm just assuming that, when what the student is maybe a little confused about is just solving the equations. So let's just copy the equation here. And we'll use, this is supposed to be a theta here, plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1, 2 cosine theta equals -1. Divide by 2 when we have the cosine of theta equals -1/2. So hopefully, two things you might want to remember if you were in the first quadrant and you need a cosine equal to 1/2, which would be positive 1/2 here. The angle here is going to be pi over 3 or 60 degrees. And then that's going to give you the cosine. So that's called the reference angle. But we want the cosine to be negative. You see the cosine, see x, and we'll call this r and y here. You can see that x is going to be positive and r is always positive. And so this is going to be a positive 1/2. To make it negative, we have to put this over here. And that way the cosine is going to be negative, because you see x is negative here. So this is one location. So this angle from here to here would be, if that reference angle is pi over 3, this angle of rotation here is going to be 2 pi over 3. So theta here would be 2 pi over 3. And the cosine is also negative in the third quadrant, so I'll put one down here. And just change color to make it a little easier to see. Go green. So this would also be pi over 3 as a reference angle, but the angle of interest is, the solution is this angle here, which is going to be 4 pi over 3. And those are your two solutions. Now if you're doing this for homework, you're not doing it on a test, and you can always use your calculator just to confirm this. So if you go on the calculator, you'll find the cosine. If you put this into your calculator, 2 pi over 3, it's going to come back as negative 0.5. And if you put the cosine of 4 pi over 3 here into the calculator, you're going to get the same thing. So that's a good way to check your work, just to make sure you haven't made a mistake. It's difficult dealing with a unit circle when you first see it, and it's difficult to figure out how to navigate the unit circle, and it also can be difficult for some students to understand where these relationships are coming from, and they're really coming from right triangles. You can see all these. I drew 3 right triangles here, and you have to know the properties of your 30, 60, 90 right triangle and the 45, 45, 90 right triangle, which are the foundation of the unit circle. So there's a lot to know here, a lot to put together. So this student is just getting started. I would suggest that you could start off by memorizing the unit circle, and then as you work with it for a while, you'll start to see the patterns and you'll start to understand where things are coming from. But that might be a way of coping with the material initially. Okay, so that's it for this problem. I hope it was helpful to you, and I'll see you next time.